Owen, are we looking like a potential an unchanged team as a result of that terrific win?
I haven't seen the wicket yet, so our selection decision and the balance of the side will be down to the wicket and what we think is the most effective against the New Zealand batting lineup.
How is Jason Roy after his ailments?
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's going to be fit for tomorrow.
That's a great boost for you because he's been in terrific form, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. Fantastic form. Him and Johnny at the top of the order in the Indian game really did set the tone for our innings on a wicket that we didn't feel was that good to bat on. So they took us up past a par score, which is great. Johnny scoring runs is a huge bonus. You know, when he's in good form, he's extremely hard to bowl at up the top of the order.
And while you've got the confidence back from that terrific win, New Zealand obviously have lost their momentum. Does that give you guys the boost going into this?
We haven't necessarily looked at it like that. I think the most satisfying thing from the last game from our side is that we went out and played our brand of cricket. We were allowed to do that at the beginning. The way the two guys played, it felt more like the way that we play, and the fact that we won doing that is extremely encouraging.
We'll go to that issue, Gloria. Thank you.
Oh, and you've obviously made over the last few years a great virtue of chasing down big totals. Has the way the tournament has progressed and certainly the way the other day against India panned out, do you see the virtue of batting first now and getting the runs on the board? Yeah,
I think just accepting that the wickets haven't been as good as they have been in the last 4 years has changed that. The game yesterday, the wicket looked good for 100 overs, so it might change again tomorrow, but I think every wicket that we've played on so far has, I suppose, been tougher to bat on in the second innings, regardless if we've won or not. Even the games I've watched on TV, it's been tougher second innings.
And just mentioning Jason there, what about Jofra? He's obviously been managing a little bit of a niggle. How do you feel he's pulling up in terms of fitness?
He's pulled up really well and should be fit to play, yeah.
We'll go with Andy at the back.
Owen, the fact that with the India game and now this game, it's effectively almost become knockout cricket, although it's still the group stage for England. Has that in some ways sort of helped sharpen England, the fact that they know there's no room for error now?
No, I think 2 defeats does that. I think it was clear that after the Australia game that there was a huge amount of disappointment in the changing room, and the fact that we've been able to turn that around, identify where we're at and identify what we need to do in order to progress to the semis, make things clear about how we want to continue to play, which haven't changed, is important, and it's been effective.
I read some commentary in the Times newspaper this morning that criticised Kane Williamson for being too cautious, too timid, and having a sedate style. Would you agree with that, and how would you describe his leadership style?
I would disagree with that. I think Kane is an extremely good leader. I've played with him at Hyderabad. In the change room there, he wasn't the captain at the time I was there, but he certainly is an impressive leader. The way he goes about his business is, extremely admirable. He's a quality cricketer who is extremely humble and open to learning all the time, and offers his time to anybody as well.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Eoin, now that you head to almost on the fag end of the tournament and the crucial phase, and everybody is saying that it's coming home. So how are you keeping your boys? Like, what are you telling them? Because the pressure, I'm sure, is immense.
It's a matter of staying in the moment, identifying what we can do in order to contribute to the next game, which is tomorrow. So today is getting enough to put yourself in good form for tomorrow, or a good headspace to try and effectively win a game of cricket.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and you guys have your explosive pair at the top of the order, and Jason and Johnny. The Black Caps have one, at least, in Martin Guptill. He's slightly out of form at the moment. Do you guys see him as a massive threat? And the fact that he is out of form, is it a matter of time before he kind of explodes into form?
It's difficult to tell. We don't identify one particular player in any side. They're a very strong lineup, probably built around Kane at 3 and Ross at 4. It's obviously 2 huge players for them, but very destructive players either side of that.
We'll do George and a couple more.
Two parts to that, all right. Firstly, is it fair to say that New Zealand game in the last World Cup was probably rock bottom?
Yeah.
And can you reflect on that a little bit and talk about the influence of that New Zealand side on creating this England side?
Yeah, it was as close to rock bottom as I've been. Certainly as a captain, as a player, being beaten off the park like that is humiliating. The influence throughout that whole World Cup on all the other teams around the world was quite extreme. New Zealand proved a point that you can actually be really good humans and grow the game and play cricket in your own way and win at the same time, which is incredibly eye-opening for a lot of countries around the world. I thought that rubbed off on everybody in the World Cup. Yeah.
Thank you.
Eoin, sorry to just move away from cricket slightly, but there's already an England team in a semi-final. Any message for the girls tonight?
No, good luck. It's been great to watch. I know a lot of the guys have followed it. It looks extremely hot out there, but the very best of luck.